I am so honored to announce this year's honoree to my husband, Leonard Miller. Our family journey with City of Hope started about 3 years ago with Leonard's cancer diagnosis. He shared his story with a friend and colleague at work, and within about an hour, she had come back with a phone number for us, and I think she had even made a phone call herself. Leonard called me, and he explained to me that he had a number. There was a great contact. Someone had shared their story and wanted to make sure we were going to get the best care for him. And he was really hopeful and excited. The name of that hospital was City of Hope. I wasn't familiar with City of Hope at all. I quickly Googled and found out that they're a #1 hospital in the nation to treat cancer and cancer research and diabetes. From the moment we walked into City of Hope, we were greeted with people that cared, people that had experienced our situation, and they truly did give us hope. I was about 4 weeks from delivering my second baby, and fear had really crept in for me. Fear was really heavy for me. And Leonard had assured me that everything was going to be okay, just as Leonard does with everything in life. He's optimistic, and he takes everything head on. And our experience with City of Hope was just that. The doctors were amazing, and thankfully, he is healthy and doing very well. About a year after Leonard's experience with City of Hope and that first diagnosis, I received a phone call from my dad, and he was preparing for a hip surgery and had gotten results back that he too had cancer. I wasn't afraid when my dad told me like I was when I heard it from Leonard. This time I felt prepared, and I felt ready for the journey ahead. I knew where we were going to go. I knew what we were up against, and I knew it was going to be okay. And thankfully, it has been okay. My dad was treated at City of Hope, and he was overwhelmed, and when you pull up and you see that fountain, it's emotional, but it's also comforting. And he quickly realized why Leonard had such a good experience there and why we were so optimistic for his future. I was hoping that was going to be the end of it, but as we all know, that's not how cancer works. Cancer doesn't discriminate, and it's there even if you don't see it. But it's not something to live in fear of. The what if is not what we want to focus on. It's the when if, and it's believing and knowing that if and when we have the right people to go to, we have the right hospital. And that 8 months after my dad, my mom had been on a trip to see my sister in Texas, her annual trip for the summer. She had been diagnosed about a month before with a broken rib, and an ER visit with my sister. She was told she had lung cancer and she needed emergency surgery so that she wouldn't be paralyzed. I remember that phone call and her voice. And she said, "Honey, they say I have cancer." And Leonard and I were outside, and he's listening. And I said, "Mom, it's going to be okay. Let's get you through this surgery, and we're coming straight to our house. You'll go to City of Hope, and we know what to do. It's going to be okay. I got off the phone. My husband had already booked my flight. My mom made it through a 9-hour surgery, and a month later, after rehab, came into our home for the next 5 months of her life. City of Hope was the reason she had the 5 months that she did. Their care, Dr. Salgia, Dr. Resmi, their pain management team, Christian, I felt like I got to really know them on a different level this time than with my dad and with Leonard. I am forever grateful for that one friend and that one colleague with that number. She had no idea that it would not only affect my husband, but my dad and my mom. My mom passed on November 21st in 2020. And my husband has been my strength. Here he has dealt with his own cancer diagnosis. We've brought my father and my mom into our home. My mom a long stay. And every day he makes the rounds and kisses the girls before he goes to work. And every day he would kiss my mom on the forehead. Every night he'd come home and share the paper with her that he hadn't finished from earlier that morning. He'd talk to her. He'd laugh with her. He'd give her hope. He did that for all of us. He was our strength. I'm so honored and proud that he's my best friend. He's my soulmate. He's my husband. And he's my hero. And he deserves this award.